Trying to get this thing rolling here. I don't know if I've got anybody out there on right now or not. Let's see. But I am live on YouTube and on my Take the Sword page, and I'm fixing to go live on one more on my personal page on Facebook. Somebody said that last time that it was kind of slow as far as didn't have no sound. I was trying to get it all set up, so you have to bear with me. It's work in progress, you know. I was going to wait and do the show after Easter, but I wanted to, having such a good time doing it, I wanted to go ahead and do another show, do another episode before the weekend was up. So I thought, I said, yeah, I think I will. I think I will. And so right now I'm working on one more Facebook page. This won't be a long show, but it's going to be a fun one. It's Good Friday, so might as well have some fun, right? This you have to do all these technical things with this software in order to go to multi platforms. And so I let's see. All right, let's see. Like I said, got it. All right, looks like we are. Yeah, I'm live on Facebook on my personal show. Personal. There we go. Got one person out there. I'm on YouTube. Let's see. Well, it says my stream status is poor. I'm having I've been having a little bit of problems with my internet, but it seems to be. I think I'm on. Got 5. Let's see here. I'm streaming. I am on. Let's see. All right. It's Friday afternoon. Let's get it going. I'm gonna hit Okay, Greg Holt here. We're going to have another take two of Take the Sword. And it's going to be about when I left y'all, I said it was going to be on at the Greyhound bus station, and that's where we are. And I'm sitting out there and got to thinking back, and I said, well, I'm going to leave Friday on a good note. And I was going to reminisce about a incident when I was young, and I had just, out there in the yard with my sister and some other people, John Lee, Rudy, his little brother, all the kids in the neighborhood. We were sitting up there on Liddon Street, and Liddon Street was just, at that time, it was just a one-way street, just dead end. And it wasn't a circle that came later on. And one day we was sitting out there playing along the ditch because it had ditches on both sides. And lo and behold, there was a guy on a motorcycle, and he was up on the back end, up on the handlebars, backwards, and he was riding up and down the road on this motorcycle backwards. So we was just amazed, it was like a, Evel Knievel right in front of us. Wow, and it was, it's pretty neat thinking about that, a guy on Liddon Street lived there and was just on his motorcycle on the handlebars backwards, and all of us kids was sitting up there just looking and just, bewilderment. It was like it was a carnival, up and down the street, up and down the street. He had a teacher, or actually his sister taught out Beach Bluff. She actually became one of my teachers on a few years later. And what was really neat was he was on an old vintage motorcycle, and it was one of those things that you don't see every day. It was a 60 model, Honda, I believe it was called. And it was really that picture right there on the right. That was kind of the motorcycle. That was the look of at that time of what he was on. He was sitting up there, and he would just kind of rev it up, and we were just all sitting out there. And then lo and behold, here come Bubba across East Chester on his back tire on a 350 Honda, just like that right there. And there he went, just flying down the road on his back tire, all the way on the back tire. And have you ever seen anybody on a motorcycle go all the way down a public street on the back tire on a motorcycle? Well, it's something to behold. I'm gonna tell you, it captured all of our imagination. I guarantee you, if you was to ask some of those guys like John and Rudy and the other ones that have seen Bub on his back tire on his motorcycle, I'm talking about, and just go on and on and on. It was it's something that you would like to have witnessed yourself. Uh-oh. I've got company here. My black dog is always, if you know me at all, you know my black dog's close by. Come here, buddy. Come here, boy. What is it, bud? Well, I'm sorry about that. But we were watching this guy on this big Honda motorcycle. See, I thought that the one on the right, motorcycle that I showed you earlier on the right, I thought that that was actually a smaller motorcycle and had less CCs than what Bubba had. But Bubba told me, he said, no, he said that bike that he was on actually was a bigger motorcycle than what Bubba had. But I mean, he was still pretty young to have had a 350. You know, he got that whenever. I mean, I imagine after he got his driver's license and a car, you know, he always had motorcycles too. You know, I mean, that was just part of the way they got around. Had to take a sip of coffee there. I sure have enjoyed starting this project off, and there we go. Now that's me for lots and lots of the time. I'm sitting out there on the beach fishing most of the time. And I want to show you this. That's that YouTube web page right now, and most of this, all of this, pretty much will be brought to you live on this page right here. So if you want to follow this story at all, this is where it's going to mostly be at. It's on YouTube because I mean, you think about I'm talking about, you know, kids sitting on the side of the road watching a motorcyclist on the back tire on a public street on his back tire, and another guy on a bigger motorcycle backwards, you know, and they're going back in front of us. I mean, I didn't live in a politically correct society, and there's no way that this story could be told in a politically correct manner. You know, um, I just, the things that the people that I grew up with and where I'm from, um, we just much we had it really good. I mean, just think about that. You know, there wasn't people, you know, all up in the air about that. They, you know, they were performing in front of us kids, and we watched it, and then they went back to doing their thing, you know, whatever it was, you know, working on a car or making a living. But it was just one of those incidences, and that's kind of, you know, you have to think about um, the time, you know, back then. I mean, if you want to put yourself in this story and everything, think about it. It's 1972. There's the Godfather movie just came out. The Exorcist. Uh, there's a lot of things that you know, that's just like were firsts. Uh, Vietnam War was like raging on, you know, and these are the baby boomers, and you know the '60s was wide open, and then you have the '70s right there. I mean, you know, not only did we have all that, but I mean, we're right in the middle of muscle cars. I mean, people want those things. I mean, that's highly sought today. Uh, so living in this time and this era, in the '60s and '70s and '80s, it was just a lot of fun, and that was one of those things that I wanted to share with you. Just one of the stories that we've got, and that was, you know, that was one of the most funny things that I could think of as a kid. You know, watching a couple of guys entertain children, and I'm sure there were adults out there watching too, because I mean, it was he would take that red motorcycle at Honda, and he would put that on the back tire, and he would go all the way, just plumb out of sight, and turn around and do the same thing again and again and again. And that Larry, he did the same thing. You know, his was slow, but it was so cool. You know, and he had long hair. You know, so this is you know, easy rider type. You know, these things that you see in the movies, we actually got to watch because of being around people like Bubba and Joey, RG. You know, these people like that are, you know, few and far between, and the memory of them and what goes on and what has went on. I mean, I hope that y'all can enjoy some of these stories as much as I have, you know, actually been there and watched them. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Telling it, you know, I hope you enjoy. I hope it's entertaining somewhat. Uh, Gotta laugh at yourself every time, you know. But I've got this up where if you do want to watch this and you do want to come in and talk about it or anything, I actually got it to where you could private message me your telephone number. You can actually call in, and I'd be glad to, you know, if you've got something, if you've got a story that you want to tell, let's hear it. You know, it was a lot of fun doing that. And I've got, hey, there's Eva. I'm glad you are watching. So that was the story that I wanted to share with you on Good Friday. Our, you know, Bubba just taking you know, a few minutes, probably 15, 20 minutes out of their life and just entertain kids. And he was like that. And that's when we come back in after Easter. I've got 3 interviews that I want to go over with you to kind of go over exactly those type activities he did with kids. And so y'all have a great Easter weekend. And like I said, if you can, you know, try to follow me on my YouTube channel because, you know, Facebook is kind of, they've got my Facebook stuff kind of, I'm on warning status. And so that, you know, most of my stuff that I'm going to be able to tell on, you know, I'll be doing that on Facebook. Because, I mean, off of Facebook, I'll be doing it on YouTube. And I think there's another platform that I'm looking into, and hopefully it's, you know, I'll be able to do it on multiple platforms in case they, you know, the censorship, because we had it a lot better than the way it is now, you know, because everybody's, they're always having hurt feelings about something. So that's what, you know, they just, they got missed out on a good time. I can tell you that. So y'all have a great Easter. Look me up on YouTube, and I guess I'm gonna have to do something with this black dog back here because you can hear. I think maybe somebody's at the door. But y'all have a great weekend. It's good talking with you, and look forward to talking with you again.